you say the internet is graphics and pictures and moving pictures and words. Well, yes, but only on the screen. Everywhere else, it's just in the form of encoded information.
Hey, you sexy bitch.
And so what we're doing through what I call the biological computer is receiving and transmitting information, interacting with this field, what I call the cosmic internet. Think of it like a cosmic Wi-Fi thing. And as we do so, we appear to be in a world, but we're actually only decoding it. Just like the computer decodes information from the tower onto the screen in a very different form. So what video games are doing, virtual reality video games do, is hacking into that process. Through the gloves, they are hacking into the feeling sense. From, of course, sight and sound, they're hacking into those 5 sense decoding processes of the body. And what they're doing is feeding them other information to override what they would normally be decoding in the world that we call real, bizarrely, really. And so suddenly, people can be taken, and they're getting more and more sophisticated now, these virtual reality games, into a world that is being decoded as if it's real. You'll see people reacting and stuff with the headsets on to nothing more than information being fed to their senses for them to decode into a fake reality. Well, here's a question. What if that's what we were doing? Decoding a fake reality? Which comes back to my question about, is the Earth flat? Is there an Earth? How would we know? How does the computer know what's real on its screen? How do we know? We're experiencing this reality which appears to be so solid but isn't. Well, there's a fake for a start. And we decode into a sense of reality whatever's in the information field, just as the computer does. Change the information, you change what's on the screen. And so, if we live in the equivalent of a computer simulation, and I strongly suggest we do, indeed there are science projects mainstream, open-minded studies around the world now into that question. Is this a simulation? Is this like a video game? As you know, some physicists have pointed out, the physics of our reality is the same basically as the physics of a computer game. And so the evidence is moving towards that all the time. So here's a question. He who controls the simulation controls the information that we're decoding, controls the sense of reality of who we are, where we are, and what next going on. So, press enter. Oh, the Earth is round, mate. Look, only you see it from space. Press enter. Well, look, everyone knows the Earth's flat. Look at it, you can see it from space. It is that simple. And it's only when we get into these deep questions about reality itself and the actual world that we're living in, or decoding to believe in it. These are where the answers lie, because this is where the rabbit hole eventually leads. So these questions, these certainties that people have. So when people like me come and question certainties, oh, you're mad, everyone knows that. How do you know that? Well, I told you in school. Yeah, where else? Well, the media say so to you. Scientists say so to you. Ever thought that that information that you're getting from all these people is coming from the same source? Indeed, from the same hoax. People who, in these various professions, say this is how it is, are caught in the hoax, are caught in the fake reality like anybody else. Most of them genuinely believe what they say because to them it's real. But when you start to look at reality in a deeper way with an open mind, when you start to see the process of how we decode reality and experience reality, then these big questions start to demand answers. What is this place? Is this world that we are decoding real? Or is it click, click, enter? And if so, who is doing the click, click, enter? I mean, you know, years ago, a lot of years ago now, in the 1950s, the London Planetarium opened. And I was living in Leicester. I was born in Leicester in the English Midlands. And we never had any money. We lived from week to week. But one day, like, what? My father came down on one of these bank holidays. He came down the stairs and he announced that we were going to London. What? This would have been about late 50s. So I'd have been 6, 7. And so it was great. Went on a steam train, loved it. Gets to London, never been to London before. And my father announces we're going to the London Planetarium. I didn't know what it was. And my father had absolutely no interest in astronomy, never mentioned it, never talked about it, but now we're going to the London Planetarium. And where I'm going with this is this. I went in the middle of the day, little kid, sat down, lights went off, and suddenly the night sky was above me, looking to me every bit like the night sky. And something struck me that day, even as a little kid. And I've always kept this in my mind ever since. Is this real, or is this just a movie, basically? And you know, talking of the night sky, we look and we see these stars, and they're thousands, millions, billions of light years, these fantastic distances that they talk about away from us. And yet, they only exist in the form that we appear to see them when the brain, a few cubic centimeters of the brain, encode that information into the perceived reality. Over the years, there's been 2 movies that have mirrored my own research in such a way that I was taken aback when I watched them and saw these visual representations of what I've been writing about for a long time. One was, of course, The Matrix and the Matrix trilogy in general, where people were living a false reality, believing it to be real. And as a result of that, they were controlled and herded and manipulated and directed by that which was controlling the false reality. That, I suggest, as I go into detail in my books and in the Wembley event, and the video of that's going to be available very soon. I go into detail about the fact that I'm saying that that is precisely the theme of our reality and why our reality is as it is. The other film that goes back further came out in 1988, which really captures the themes of what I'm talking about, what I'm suggesting is going on here, was one that was nothing like as big as The Matrix and as promoted as The Matrix, but it was brilliantly accurate in the way it portrayed the society that it did, and it was called They Live. And we'll talk a bit more about the storyline in a second, but basically it's the fact that a non-human race was controlling human society by hiding behind human form. And a bit like the theme of the Avatar movie, where the American military were infiltrating the society of the Na'vi, the blue people, by taking on a blue person outside form. And therefore, people are being infiltrated without realizing that some force that's not from them is doing the infiltrating. So it was kind of interesting to me this week when someone sent me a clip of an interview, in fact, the whole interview, there's a certain clip in it that I'm talking about, by Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper was the actor who starred in They Live. And in this interview, he said, in effect, that They Live was not a film. It was like a documentary. It was like telling the story as it really is. And mentioned that I in many ways used that movie as a theme template for explaining what I'm saying is going on. And then actually, Roddy Piper was saying, well, that is what's going on. And I remember when I first saw They Live, and the producer, director that did everything to make it possible guy was a fellow called John Carpenter. And when I watched it, I thought, either that guy's got real lucky, or he has a very good idea what's going on. I suspect the latter. And I remember someone years later wrote to John Carpenter and said, look, this bloke David Icke is saying that actually They Live is based on fact. And he said, oh no, the aliens in the movie Heidi Behind You Perform were symbolic of the Republican Party. Well, anyone who's seen They Live, and you are going to laugh. So I think when you watch John Carpenter's filmmaking history, that guy's got a very good idea of much of what's happening. That's my belief. So They Live, and there are so many movies coming out now that are symbolizing the society that the global cabal want to introduce. It's kind of preparing people to accept it, getting people familiar with it, so we won't resist it as much as we would otherwise. But They Live, Matrix 2, but They Live is operating at another level. It's symbolizing the very force that is actually behind all this, and why human society is the nonsense, the inversion, the grotesque inversion of how human society could be. And the movie starts out, it came out in 1988, but it was kind of projected forward a bit. So really about now, this kind of time, it took place in. And there was a massive recession. By the way, I put a link with this video cast so you can watch the whole film. There was a massive recession, and Roddy Piper's character is a drifter going from place to place trying to get work in building trade. And he turns up in this particular place, and he gets a temporary job on this building site. And what happened then is he was befriended by a fellow called Frank, who had nothing but said, you know, we're basically sleeping rough on this wasteland, and so you can come and join me. You know, stay with us, because Piper just turned up, had nowhere to live and no money. So they go to this piece of wasteland, and there's like a community there, all people struggling, can't afford homes. And what interested Roddy Piper's character is that they had this television, black and white television rigged up, really old and battered. And when they were watching this television, it kept the main programming that kept being cut in or cut out by a broadcast, a very primitive broadcast from just a face on the screen saying they're here and they're manipulating this and all that. And he started to notice that there was something strange going on at the church across the road from this piece of wasteland. And anyway, one day he goes in there, sneaks in there, and there's a choir singing. But when he gets in, he realizes it's a tape. And there was something else going on, and it certainly wasn't anything to do with the church. Anyway, he finds some boxes, some brown boxes, and he didn't know what was in. But that night, he was at the waste ground when the police state turned up, because as well as this massive recession that was portrayed, was also the police state, the vicious police state, the very police state that we're so fast going into now. And there was a police raid, the black helicopters, the police cars, the trucks to raise the little settlement and destroy it. And everyone, ran away. Some people got beat up, and the Roddy Piper character got away. And he came back the next day, and he went into church because he had a look around. He wanted to know what was in these boxes. So he grabs one and runs out and goes into a back alley and opens the box. And in it were just a pile of sunglasses, which is like, what? Obviously no idea. Sunglasses? What box is sunglasses got to do with it? Anyway, he picks one up, puts it in his pocket, and then throws the rest in the trash and walks off out of the back alley into the main street. He's then walking along, and he just puts the sunglasses on. And suddenly, life weren't the same anymore, because what he could see with the sunglasses on was not what he could see with them off. And he looked around, and instead of drink Coca-Cola or vacation in Jamaica, these big adverts boards, he saw things like stay asleep, go to sleep, obey, don't challenge authority, that kind of stuff everywhere. We was just being hit by him. Then he walks along to this newsstand, and he picks up things like kind of magazines like Newsweek and That Time, that kind of thing. And he opens them up, and without the glasses on, it's just things and pictures, normal thing you used to. Puts the glasses on, and it's all the same stuff. This is your God, and it was money, and all the subliminal messages saying obey authority, go to sleep, basically just breed, and don't think for yourself, all these things in the magazines. He then looks up, and a fella comes across to buy a paper or something, and in the glasses, or through the glasses, this guy's not human. So he takes the glasses off, and the guy's human. Puts it back on, he's not human. The guy selling him the paper, he's human with the glasses and without the glasses, but not this time. And he starts to realize as he walks around with these glasses on, there's some really funny lines in it too, that they're the minority, but there is this group of people that are not human when you put the glasses on. And he then starts to realize, because he's in a shop and he looks up at the president or somebody like that was making, I think it was the president was making a speech, and he puts the glasses on, and the president's not human. And he starts to realize that people in the positions of power, in locally and nationally, were actually these not human people. And he comes across some police, and some of them were human, but the most aggressive, unpleasant ones, they weren't human. He's now realizing what the game is. He gets back to Frank, and Frank's still working. He's working away. He's trying to earn some money to send back to his family and all that stuff. And Frank don't really want to know what Roddy Piper's character's telling him. And so they go into this back alley where he gets the sunglasses back that he threw away. And they have this fight, which at the time was one of the longest fights in movie history. It went on and on and on as they knocked the living crap out of each other. Why? Because Roddy Piper is trying to get Frank to put the glasses on so he can see the world as it really is. And Frank is fighting not to have the glasses on. Now, the fact that that was, such a long and vicious fight is incredibly symbolic of the way that humanity in general fights and kicks and cusses not to know the truth. Change the subject. Don't want to know. Don't change the subject. Don't want to hear about it. Don't show me. Don't tell me the truth. Don't show me the truth, because I don't want to see it. Because I'd rather stay in my manipulated head in the sand ignorance. But as I've said many times, ignorance is bliss, but only for a while. And then it knocks on your door and asks for your papers. We've got to face this. So there's this massive fight where Frank is trying not to put the glasses on and see the world as it really is, and etc. But eventually he does, and well, he sees the world as it really is. And what they found in this They Live movie is that there was a frequency being broadcast from the top of a television station skyscraper, which was stopping humans seeing the truth, seeing who they were really controlled by, and seeing all the subliminals that were constantly telling them to stay asleep, obey authority, and not question. And eventually the broadcast dish is destroyed and it stops working. And at that moment, it's actually quite funny, really. I mean, you've got people in the bar who all look human, having a drink, and then suddenly the transmissions come off, and there's this guy who's not human suddenly sitting among them, who was human a few seconds ago, or appeared to be. And they show many instances of suddenly people think they're with a human, and suddenly they realize they're not, because the blocking frequency to stop them from seeing it had disappeared. When you put that story together, the themes of the story, you're looking at
Oh, oh, sorry. Yeah, yeah. Thanks for sharing that, Dan. I already listened to that a long time ago when he first came out with that Flat Earth video. That's just the extended version. I started out with David Icke when Diana got killed. Yeah, that was some shit. I knew, it's like, dude, how old was I? I knew that shit was rigged when I was like fucking like The Matrix, the movie in 1999 was it? That shit blew my fucking mind. I was like 14 years old. And like 2000 came, it was the election for in 2001 for George Bush Jr. So that's right around then. That's when I knew everything was rigged. That's when the last Kennedy died with his wife, and then Princess Diana died in the car crash. I'm like, oh, it's kind of weird. It's weird. So you gonna join their hang now or what? Otherwise, otherwise you're wasting my time here. I want to organize my memes, and I was organizing my memes finally, and you're not coming on here. All right, you're slowing things down here, Dan, or hang now. I guess I did, didn't I, Night Angel? So if you guys can give this a like, subscribe to my Subgenius channel in the description, and even subscribe to this channel. This channel's got like fucking almost 200 subs, and my other channel's only barely got 1,000. So this channel gets 200 in a month, and my other channel I've had for years, and it's barely got 1,000. Makes perfect sense. What up, V Tom? Me? You're welcome, Angel. You got wrenched. You got wrenched. I had been to a rave the night before, I think. Thanks for the wrench. Smoking and just listening. Yeah, I'm gonna take another rip. Actually, I'm gonna take a 2-week smoking break. I haven't taken a week off of smoking in fucking a long time. So I need to take 2 weeks off and reset the calibrators. So yeah, if you have any questions before I start organizing my memes, I got woke up when Princess Diana died to tell me Princess Diana died. Huh? The hell does that mean, Dan W? David Icke is a legend. David, I remember. I mean, I was listening to David Icke and Alex Jones. Well, here's the thing. I do this with everyone and everything. I hear something like Alex Jones or David Icke, and then I didn't start listening to David Icke and Alex Jones until years after I heard of them. I do the same thing with everybody. I let everybody else get into it first. I like to go into things last. It's not working. That's weird. fucking weird. Alright, try this fucking... Now, I don't know what's going on with my Hangout link. I just shared it to Hangmail, and he said it's not working. It's taking him to the App Store for Hangouts, which I already have. I don't know, man. I don't know. I went to copy. I went to the link like I always do, copied it, and shared it to you. Yeah, I'm going to take one more rip and start organizing my memes then.
What's in my books in detail, and things like the Wembley event, where I explained all how this fits together. Because where I've been coming from is that there is a blocking frequency that is keeping us from seeing much further into the field of reality, and thus we are entrapped within a frequency band so tiny that we can actually visually decode into a reality we think we see. It's almost funny. Of the mass matter that mainstream science says exists in this universe, it's actually a lot more, but what they say exists. Visible light, which is the only frequency band that we can see and visually experience, is so tiny it's ridiculous. The electromagnetic spectrum as a whole is only 0.005% of what they say exists in massive matter in this universe. And visible light is a fraction of the 0.005%. So when I kind of realized that, when I saw that, when I read all that, what struck me immediately is that is freaking ridiculous. Why can we see only a ludicrously tiny band of reality? And I suggest it's because we are being held in there by transmissions that are blocking not only our ability to see further into the field of reality, but to raise our frequencies to go deeper and deeper and deeper into other levels of reality. And so that blocking frequency is one part of it. But I say there's another part of it, and that is that these transmissions are also transmitting a fake reality, which we are decoding in the way that I described in detail in the books, into this reality we think is real, but it's actually fake. It's actually like a hack. And so when I look at it, if you fuse they live with the Matrix, you fuse those two themes together, you have pretty much got the situation that we're in. And when I talk about bloodlines, hybrid bloodlines, which can be traced way back into the ancient world, and the whole theme of royalty and special bloodlines and the bloodlines of gods and all that stuff, all comes from this fact that they are hybrid bloodlines, part human, part non-human. And the non-human hides behind the outward human appearance, exactly as is portrayed in They Live.
Do you have Discord or not, motherfucker?
Within our frequency band of decoding, tiny band of frequency as well, we are decoding the human part of that hybrid energy field. And we see humans. Just like in They Live, they saw humans when they didn't have these sunglasses on, which broke the code. And so we think these people are human. We think all families are human. We think people running the banking system and corporations and Monsanto, all these things, they're human. Well, we look at it because they're human. But if you could see beyond the suppressed frequency band, you would see that they absolutely are not human when you get into that level of them. And so They Live is so accurate in its themes. It's stunning, really. And when you therefore look at these bloodlines that are running Britain and France and the United States and Canada and Australia and China and Russia and all these things, at the human level where we interact with it, they seem to be often in opposition, like, oh, it's the Russians, it's the Chinese, it's the this, it's the that, it's the other, it's the North Koreans and so on. And on that level, it's a game being played out, basically, with the human target population thinking that all these different groups and countries and peoples are opposing each other. But actually, they're all the same non-human network, taking different forms and controlling different aspects of human society. So in that way, the Chinese leadership, if you go deep enough into their secret society network, because of course this is very compartmentalized in terms of people who know. You go into the same situation in Russia and the United States, Britain, etc. You go deep enough into the Nazis, deep enough into Stalinist, communist Russia and the Soviet Union, and all these people that appeared to be, or forces and countries that seem to be in conflict with each other. That's how it works. And so they're moving pieces around the chessboard while controlling the moves of both sides. Thus they control the game. And we have to be persuaded that actually that chessboard has multiple sides, when actually it has one, if you go deep enough. And there was another couple of stories this week which broke, science stories. One, which all kind of relate to this, and the reality we're actually experiencing. This one says X-Men mind control becomes a reality. Man plays a video game using the hand of another gamer sat half a mile away. Taking control of another person's body with your mind is something that's long been dreamed of in comic books and films like X-Men, but now scientists have achieved it in real life. Researchers used electromagnets and computers to transmit a person's brainwaves, allowing them to control the hand of another sitting in a different building 1 mile away. The technology recorded the brain signals from a computer gamer and then fired them into the brain of another volunteer, triggering the nerves that controlled their hand muscles. That allowed the gamer, who had no physical control themselves, or computer controls themselves, allowed them to use the other person to play the computer game. And it says the technology makes it possible to control the body of another person with thoughts, something that Professor Azalier in the X-Men. Now, you know, saying all these years that one of the greatest forms of human control is to control the possible. Because if you can compress people's sense of the possible, then while they think this is possible, and actually this is possible, and you're operating in this area here to do the manipulation, as long as the population only think that is possible, then you're going to do what you like here, and no one's going to believe what you're doing.
Goddamn people. Goddamn fucking telemarketers.
And seem to be true more and more. You're going to do what you like here, and no one's going to believe what you're doing or even know what you're doing.
All right, man.
Not believe what you're doing because it's well beyond their sense of the possible. So when people like me come along and say, "This is going on," look, oh,
yo, you coming back on, or are you coming on? Jesus Christ. I'm deaf!
What kind of sound was that?
I do not know.
I wish I could record some of those and use them for a sick album, drop a beat with it, like a crazy dubstep beat. You know?
I think that might have just ruined my high.
I was good for it. It was like, it's good for it. You got to shock yourself once in a while. You got to do shit the opposite of what you think you want to do. That's what.
Yeah,
That's what it is. It's all about shocking yourself, exploring new territory. You know, listening to
I
just.
think I might. Do you think it's possible to overshock yourself? Because I think I'm in that level right now.
I hear you. I think that's done. It's just, the damage is done. There's no coming back, bro. There's no coming back.
That's a
People
good
like, yeah. Whenever someone's like like, oh, why don't you take acid again? I'm like, dude, you know what? That taking acid is like smoking weed to me. I don't think I ever came down from. I had that one trip, that changes you forever, and you never really come back down. You never do. You wrench open the third eye, you stick a pry bar in that shit, and there's just no closing it again. That's it. Perma trip, bro. Done.
You know Terrence McKenna?
I don't know him personally, but I know of him, and I've listened to a lot of his stuff.
What do you think about Terrence McKenna?
I think Terrence McKenna was trying his best to describe DMT. I think he's better than Timothy Leary. I think Timothy Leary got too wrapped up in his own ego, where there is no human being, is like the one. Like the whole thing about DMT. You know what it is, honestly? You've heard of Carlos Castaneda?
Of course.
Okay. And in the end, he wrote a lot of great shit. And in the end, he still said, you know what? Like, he basically was trying to tell everyone that everything he wrote was bullshit, because in the end, he's still just some white guy late to the game, following the what do you call it? Under the tutorship, of this shaman. He knew it. He's like, wow, this is wild, and white guys are real good at describing shit. We're like, blah, 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 blah. That shit don't mean nothing. We're still just a bunch of white people that don't know how to do anything except conquer and fucking stick our dicks and balls and our tiny penises and everything. We don't got it, man. Those Mayan and Mexican tribes, they knew what was up. They knew what was up. They respected the fucking the cactus, and basically white people, when they turn 16 or whatever, they have communion. They stick a little piece of bread in their mouth, and they're like, nah, you are a Christian. Ah, man, those fucking guys, they gave their kids fucking peyote when they turned 16. And literally the next day, they became a man. They were a man. They
Dude,
talk directly to them.
Some of those tribes, they fucking coat the women's nipples with DMT when they're fucking 4 days old, and they're sucking on DMT nipples when they're 4 days old, tripping on DMT when they're 4. I just listened to I just listened to Dennis McKenna, Terrence's living brother, and he suddenly instilled a new hope in me, and a new fever. I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cow shit stuff, which is you know what I'm talking about. Yes, and it just so happens to be a coincidence that the FEA, the Flat Earth Asshole, just hooked me up with a little parting gift, and it's kind of interesting, and so I've had in my head, if you get the message, hang up the phone, and I've had that in my head for like almost 4 years now, and I haven't taken psychedelics or sought them out for almost 4 years, and lo and behold, I've been thinking about it, and I'm like, somebody even asked me if I can get a hold of some, like this past couple weeks, and I'm like, yeah, if I look, maybe, yeah, it just comes to you when you're ready, and and lo and behold,
I remember seeing a bumper sticker that said you don't look for acid, or it finds you when you're ready, right? I thought that was funny.
Exactly.
My attitude towards hallucinogenics is this: as well as I do, that in the parking lot of every Fish concert, or what's that other one? The string cheese incident, or even Dave Matthews, or because the Dead doesn't play anymore. Anything related to that scene, you go to the parking lot, you're gonna find every fucking hallucinogenic known to man. Now, I think that hallucinogenics are fantastic, right? But you gotta understand that it's not like everyone's not built like that, and like a lot of people treat it recreationally, and that's cool. It's like, oh man, I'm tripping, man. Check out the colors. I did that in my high school years. But I'm gonna do a Mark Sargent. But when sometimes at a certain point in your life, it was like this. I'll give you the brief story. Ecstasy was getting real big. The pills, right? That was the shit. Acid kind of faded out. A friend of mine said, dude, I got this like half a sheet of acid, and I can't even get rid of it. Not even for like $2. I just can't. It's like I don't even know what to do with it. He's like, do you want it? And at this point, I was 21. I had done my trips 3 years prior. I've had bad trips. I mean, I knew that when I'd taken it, that it did something. I knew that it was incredible. Look at the sky, and I thought, oh my God, it's amazing. But I had no idea what it was doing to me psychologically. So when he gave me this half sheet, I was like a little bit overwhelmed. I'm like, damn, I've taken this in years. It's kind of a commitment when you take it. It's not like you can take it and go to work. You know, like you need to know that for the next 8 to 12, plus you got to counter in the sleep that you got to get afterwards. So you got to figure you're devoting an entire day to this expedition. So I go back to my room. At that time, I was renting a room, and there was this dude across the hallway from me. He seemed pretty cool. He was an older guy at the time, had a mustache. You know, he seemed like he had just had a kid, but it was one of those split deals. Like he wasn't with the girl, so he just got some job like paving fucking driveways, and he was just basically about to settle in, do that thing that guys do, bolt in, take care of the kid, be a family man. So I told him, I said, dude, this guy gave me a fucking half a sheet of acid. He says the same thing. He's like, yeah, dude, I haven't done that in years, man. That's fucking scary. So I'm like, dude, you want to do it? And this was like New Year's, I think of like 1999 or something. And fuck it, let's do it. So each took 2. Now I'm not going to go into details, Dan, but this night changed my fucking life forever. I remember the music I had on. Now this played an integral part. Tool Undertow, Tool Anima, and even this, get this, Incubus Science. I don't know if everyone remembers that album. That was when they were good. When Incubus was like, that was their best. They will never do that again. Everything after that is complete shite. Sorry, Brandon boy. You fucking.
They're just coming out of it.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm sure it's palatable. It's cute. They're a talented band. I won't knock it. But dude, they could have ran circle. They were. Science was an amazing feat of music. There's nothing very. It's not.
Bring it back down now. Hold on. I want to hear more about this. Now,
okay.
You're 21.
And let me tell you something. That night changed my life. It was. I had that
psychedelic experience.
I had the coveted psychedelic experience that Timothy Leary talks about. I've been completely detached from reality. Saw everything for what it is. You know, it's like you see the deeper meaning even in the simple things that people say. I looked around and saw that everybody was just glued to their fucking television like a bunch of mindless retards. Okay? I mean, I'm not saying I was correct because I was mistaken because I thought that was the answer. I'd stuck the big key in the big lock, bloop, and I opened up the door, and I began my path of understanding. You know, I opened I caught a glimpse. I thought it was everything, but actually what you're doing is you're just catching a glimpse of the other side. I'll quote, Maynard had this quote. He said something like, if you have a psychedelic experience and it touches you and moves you in some way, then perhaps you should spend the next 10 years of your life trying to find that place without the use of any drugs. It took me a long time. Yeah, it is a great one. So, and
I'm almost halfway there.
Yeah. So
I'm at 4 years right now.
I would say my stance on hallucinogenics is very similar to what Bill Hicks's was, and I'm not going into the whole Alex Jones thing. I'm just going to say, as Bill Hicks was, I don't want to get into that issue. But you know, Bill Hicks his comedy played a major role in that time in my life too. And did you notice he always would open up and say, "Don't do drugs anymore" or whatever? But he always advocated for the use of hallucinogenics. So, in the same note, I think I kind of have that same thing.
Story.
What?
How about a positive LSD story? Why don't we hear any of those in the news?
Young man jumps out of a fucking window. You know, Good, idiot. He's a fucking moron. Good, we lost the moron. I'm one car up in traffic today. Good, fuck him. He's an asshole. We don't need him. You don't see ducks lined up to take fucking elevators. If you think you can fly, try doing it from the ground, asshole.
Try doing it from the ground first. Sheesh Louise.
Today,
So,
remember his other today, man on acid realized that all matter is merely energy condensed to a slow vibration, and that we're all one consciousness experiencing itself subjectively, and that there is no such thing as death. Life is only a dream, and we're imagination of ourselves. Here's Tom with the weather.
Classic Bill Hicks. All right, so Bill Hicks obviously he listened to Terrence McKenna, and he took Terrence's advice on the heroic dose.
Heroic dose.
And the asshole gave me like, let's just say a good amount, and I needed a little bit more for the heroic. And I asked him, I go, can I have this amount? And he's like, for what? I'm like, well, that'll equal the heroic. And he's like, what's that?
What is
and
it?
I told him.
A heroic would be like a quarter ounce or an eighth of an ounce. A heroic would be, what's the heroic dose?
Probably higher than five.
What, 5 grams?
Yeah.
So 5 grams, and it's 28 in
silent darkness.
Yeah, that's a good heroic dose, I'd say. Yeah. A heroic dose would be a quarter ounce would be 7 grams of mushrooms. You'd have to you better make reservations for your fucking reality for the next 14 hours.
So instead of doing LSD when I was 21, I did my first experiences was psilocybin mushrooms, and a very heavy dose. I'm not sure if it was heroic, but I felt heroic, and I turned into a fucking wolf and was running through the fucking fields in the forest, and fucking with the whole group of other wolf people that we're all howling together and following the moon, and fucking. And then like all the girls are like spilling their feelings and shit, and I'm like, oh my gosh! I'm like, just listen to you. I'm like, you're such a whiner. Can't you just enjoy the fucking? I'm like, can't you just? I'm like, you're not. I don't even believe you.
I know.
I'm like, you're just trying to get attention. I'm not even gonna go into it, but
yeah, people's personalities come out.
Yeah, so it's interesting, and I never touched LSD until I was 28 years old, and that was actually 4 years ago, or because I'm about to turn 32 in a couple months, so.
Oh man, you're getting
so
old.
Yeah, that'll be.
You're getting old. You're getting up there. What are you gonna do?
I love getting older, dude. Although I do get asked more of those types of questions, though. I notice, like, what do you ever think about kids, and just shit like that. I know, it's funny. I'm like, yeah, I mean, sometimes I think about a lot of things.
Yeah. I hear. It's funny you say that, because I think some people just like me too. I could have had children. I could have went that route. I don't feel like age means shit to me. Like, it doesn't mean anything. It's real, and literally, people always say, "Oh, age is just a number." It's a cliche thing to say, but the truth is, I don't think I ever got past. I'm like perpetually like 21 years old or 18, something like that. I'm emotionally maturing, but the whole thing is if you notice people get set in their ways, they're like, oh, this is that. That's so bad. And I think every once in a while you got to kind of reboot the whole system. Just go through your attic once in a while, just sweep out the cobwebs and say, nothing is anything. Everything is at all times subject to change. Everything.
Yeah.
People just think a thing is a thing. It's just bad. It's just a bad way of being. It's being set. That's my biggest fear, actually, is becoming set in my ways. I couldn't imagine myself.
I was just thinking about that today. Excuse me. I got choked on an apple. I was just thinking about that today, and actually I called a whole bunch of places to make new plans and reservations, and intern at certain places that I want to go to and perhaps work at or live at, and so on and so forth. And And I left a bunch of messages. And I'm like, well, at least I left messages. And I told them I'm gonna keep calling. And I still have more people to call. And if they don't pick up, I'm gonna leave messages, and I'm gonna keep calling all of those. Matter of fact, there's this one psychic lady that I kind of want to call her live and see what happens.
Oh no, I don't know, man. I wonder about that. There's so many people that are hacks, or they just have a gift for being able to pick up on certain things. My mother goes to psychics, and I never understand. There'll be a couple of weird things. She'll tell me, she guessed this and that. I don't fucking know, man. I don't know. I don't know with the whole. I'm not sure if I really bought into a whole lot of the New Age stuff. I know that maybe I don't know, dude. I have no fucking opinion whatsoever. I can't really talk about it. I really can't. I'm more of a sociologist. I really love just watching how people take and seeing how fake people are.
You're not going to offend me, man. So you can say whatever.
You
can have it. I really don't care.
That's why I love talking.
Yeah.
Were you saying something? Did we just talk over each other?
Did you have any by how I'm listening to you, I can tell that you really probably have not had any psychic, quote unquote, psychic experiences.
A psychic experience. I don't know. I've had some. Well, I get sleep paralysis all the time, and I think I've experienced the shadow people and all that shit without a doubt. 3:30 on the dot, fucking, they wake me up, and it's like I can't explain it. It's like the opposite of dreaming, right? Let's say you sleep. I don't know how to paint it. When does the last time it happened? Oh, yeah. Shit happens like weekly, bro. It's more subtle. It's more like a wake up. It's more like I wake up, right? And I know how to blow myself out of it. I swear to God, I remember there were times I had a roommate years ago, and I had a sleep paralysis issue, and he was awake in the room, and I came to, and I knew that I was fucking there, and I'm trying to roll myself out and go, brr, brr. I'm like trying to say Joe, brr, and it's like, brr. And he didn't. I don't know if I really said it out loud because that fucking dude didn't do nothing. And then finally, I had to get myself out of it. And this sounds ridiculous, but the only thing I knew what to do is then please do not make fun of me. I was like, Jesus. They say to just say Jesus. So I have to manifest my idea of Jesus, okay? And just be like, Jesus, please, if you're there, if it's real, if all these people are praying to you, you gotta be there, man. Just get this darkness away.
I've done that before. I've done that before when I was like a teenager and my dog ran away, and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, please fucking save my dog. Let me find my dog.
Oh shit.
I promise I won't do bad shit anymore. Please.
You say psychic experiences. I've had experiences that are, I don't know, psychic wouldn't be the word to say it. I've had deeply spiritual experiences that really prove to me that there is something on the other side that loves us and cares for us, or like certain of us. I think some people, I have a certain theory that there are people walking around among us that don't have souls. They're literally like AI in a video game, right?
That's a part of my theory too.
Yeah, that they don't.
I have the same.
No matter what you say and what you do, they're just shitty people, and they're bad karma to come back. I don't.
I wouldn't go that far. I'd say they can change. I'd say any soulless person could gain or create a soul.
You think so?
But however you want to. Oh yeah, any soulless person walking around can create their own soul, a genuine soul too. You can also create the false one, but yeah, you can hold on to your soul from birth because we were all born with that. But then they steal it from us. That they steal our soul essence and our soul power and our spirit, our vitality.
They can't blow it out. I've had it where it's down to a pilot light. Like a little pilot light in the fucking oven. You can't blow it out. Can't blow that shit out.
See, that's the thing. That's what I'm talking about. They steal it everything from us, but they they leave that little. They can't get rid of that little light that you just said, and so they're obsessed with that, and so they keep trying to stamp it. They keep trying to they stamp it out literally, not only in the society, on the West and the East civilizations, and just look around for Christ's sake. And then not only do they do it in the society, but now they've taken it to the next level where they're doing it to the world, and so they think that the human spirit is greater than the nature of the guy in soul, or the guy in mind, body, whatever you want. The mother of all guy in spirit, the whole nameless thing that cannot be explained or talked about, but we all keep trying, and so they're trying to stop that out, or at least give the illusion that man is in control of that. And so that has unfortunately tricked everyone, literally. I'd say like 90% or 95% of people, and maybe even more. I'm a fucking optimist. But so now there's only like
people feel that we're people feel in their. I think people are starting to realize that there is a paradigm shift taking place. It's some kind of a spiritual reformation. We don't know what it is. I feel kind of lucky. I feel like I won the lottery to be able to see some of it in my lifetime. I think it'll probably span generations, but we're gonna see something. We're right on the edge of the fall of Rome and all that. Now, what you said about them tricking us, and that trick is that there is a secure path in life. That's the trick. Take this path, take these steps, get the 401k, get your mortgage, get your shit together, work hard, and you'll be all right. And I think that everyone, just like in that movie American Beauty, has this like moment where they realize they're like, fuck, man, all I ever did my entire life was what I was told because it was secure. They took these steps, they took these secure steps from this lily pad to that lily pad. But there's another voice reminding you that there is a path that is just your own. It's kind of like that scene. Remember that Indiana Jones movie where you had to cross, where you couldn't see the stones, you just had to have faith, right? I know it sounds silly, but it's true. You have to take risks in life. Otherwise, your life was never worth living. And sometimes you got to piss off everybody. Sometimes everybody in your entire family, your friends are going to say, don't do it. But you have to do it because it feels right to you. But so many people will not take that step because they're so busy taking advice from mediocre people. People that live mediocre lives. That whole misery loves company thing? I think it's not just misery. Mediocrity loves company too. These people want you to, stay with them. It's weird. They don't want to see you fly too high. They don't, I don't know if you should do that. So in order for you to experience or have any kind of extraordinariness in your life, you're going to have to take a fucking risk. And we don't have that. Our society is bombarding us constantly with be secure and buy new shit because your old shit is breaking down. The whole planned obsolescence thing. Everybody's bombarded with, when they have money, they have a little bit of extra money, it's already spent. They're already, no matter who the fuck you are, you might think that, I don't, no, man, you have this fucking Google is watching what you type in. It knows what you're into. Listen, I'm into the most weirdest shit, like turntables and shit. Nobody's into fucking records. Nobody. Everywhere I go to a different page. It's like, oh, here's a fucking $2,000 turntable, Christian. You should buy it. And believe me, I want that $2,000 turntable. But I know that's just Google fucking with me. I don't need a $2,000 turntable. I want it, but I don't need it. As weird as I am, it's the most obscure taste that I have. This motherfucking AI is still trying to figure me out. Fuck them. That's what I say to Google. Fuck you, Google. Keep your $2,000 turntable. I'll buy it when I can afford it.
Is that how, Hold on. Sorry. When are you going on Patricia Steer's Hangout and other or flat? What is it?
A flat earth and hot potatoes. So it's probably at like 5. I got to jump off and I got to go run to the barber because I'm not going to go there looking like this. Hangnail will be presented with a nice fresh haircut. I'm going to do that for Patricia because I think that's the right thing to do. So people can make fun of me that I'm doing that. But fuck it. I mean, I need a haircut anyway. But this is this lines up. This says, you know what, Christian, you're going on fucking on some show, so get a haircut. And I really should be careful. I shouldn't drop the F-bomb so much over there too, right? I really got to be respectful, because when I get passionate and I get worked up on a rant, I'm like fucking. Because I'm from New York. What do you expect?
No, I'm pretty similar, but whatever you just said, something you just said is the reason I said that. I go, you probably don't want to be talking that way on Patricia's show, but you do you.
Oh man, oh shit! See, now you got me self-conscious about it now, Dan. It's like that.
I know. What did you just say? You just said something very specific though. It was something about it was something. What is the last point you just made?
About cursing? Which point? About in New York that little kids are dropping.
Yeah. Wait, what was that? No. It was before that. It was right before that. Not about the swearing. It was about something. What were you talking about?
Well, I was talking about people taking a secure path in life. That's what I was talking about. Remember that? And then there's a little voice inside.
It was right after that, and it was right after that. I'm trying to lead you back there.
And see, dude, this is why I don't even smoke weed, and I'll forget the last two sentences that I said. So I'm the last person that needs to smoke weed.
It was a haircut. Okay, I was close to the.
Oh, you get a haircut? Yeah, get a haircut. Yeah, why? That's bad.
No.
Look, I'm sorry. Eating mullet back here, man. It's just gotta go, kid.
No, just fuck him. No, you don't gotta worry about that. You don't gotta worry about anything, man. She's a great host. She makes her people feel comfortable.
Yeah, I'm still gonna get a haircut though. I need one. I mean, I need it. It's just, but I might as well just do it today.
I think I wanted you to plug yourself, but right before I wanted you to plug your channel and plug what time you're going to be on there, so where people can find you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen, I don't know if I'm going to change the name of my channel. I'm still going to keep it Hangnail, but Mark Sargent said something like he should change it to Flat Earth Hangnail, but that's not the point. I kind of how Synthetic Dread, you wouldn't know that he's a flat earther, because my channel is not just about flat earth. It's about truth and taking our culture back. I did drop a video. I did drop an animation, kind of like a for my channel. Can you see? Can you find my channel? How do I plug my channel for you, dude? What do you want me to do?
Actually, I gave you a wrench, so you can just find it. God damn it! Fine, I'll find it for you.
All right, I'll do that.
You're worse than I am, you fuck.
And I think I finally just gave my channel a real URL. It was like a bunch of numbers and shit. Now it's like /C/Hangnail. So I'm trying to officialize my channel. I don't know what I'm doing, Dan. See, that's the thing. You want to hear something really funny? Laugh.
What are you hitting?
What am I hitting? I was making noise. I'm sorry, Dan. I'm trying to. All right, I'm gonna just use the tap button on the mouse. I got to tell you something really funny. I went on Dell's chat, I think, from the Imaginary Curve, and some dude said Hangnail is suspect. Like actually, at this point, I had to laugh. I can't believe that I've got like 200 subscribers, which is dick. Right? I'm kind of new to this. I am a bit of a Johnny Come Lately, and already some dude is insinuating that I could be a shill. Like, I'm sorry, but that makes me. I find the humor in that. I'm like, really? How insecure have we become at this point, where a regular schmuck that has no idea what the fuck he's doing, just making videos like an asshole, standing at the bus stop, is a shill? Oh my god! I gotta laugh. I'm like, everybody's a shill. If I'm a shill, I'll own it. Yeah, I'm a shill, dude. I'm shilling Flat Earth, motherfucker. What the fuck is? Can you break that down for me? Can you make sense of that for me, please?
Yes, everyone gets that. Everyone who's doing it gets it. So if you don't get it, you ain't doing it.
So have you been?
So Karen. Yeah, I've been called that before.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
I'm sorry, but I mean, I just thought it was hysterical. Oh, you.
People call
Wait.
Flat Earth asshole a shill. People call Karen a shill. People call Mark Sargent and Patricia a shill. People call IPS a shill. People call. I can go on and on and on. I don't care. People are conspiratorial. If you go look at the people who are claiming people are shills, go look at their subscribers, and guess what? They have less than fucking 10 or 0. Go look at your negative. Go look at your negative comments. They're all less than 10 subscribers or 0, and they have no picture.
Yeah.
Okay, so just fucking learn to deal with them. Fucking very simple.
Honestly,
I'm not saying that to everyone, and you actually.
I hear, and I appreciate that. My thing right now is like I just ignore them. That's honestly what I do. I just ignore them because it's just the only way to deal with it. Oh shit! Where's my? Where did you go? I just lost the picture.
Oh, that's weird. We're gonna have to refresh maybe.
You see me?
Let's
man.
see. No, I can't see you. Oh, there you are. Yeah, you're back.
What the hell? How do I open? I am shit. I gotta hit buttons now.
Karen says, "Is this your brother? He's just like you." Laugh out loud.
That's funny shit.
Let's see here. You got a whole bunch of new subs there. Subbed. What up, Felix?
Oh, okay. Now I see where we're going. I can't, I can't do the pop-out chat at the same time. I'm trying to get it lined up so I can see it. So I just talk and then I don't see the chat. And I do want to get used to interacting like that. So, yeah, Dan, we have a very good chemistry when we bullshit. We could do this all the time, even if it's not live or whatever. Man, we should do this because we're both into music, and it's a good thing. Okay, I can see the chat now. So I dropped a new video today. Did you see it? It looks like the Star Wars thing and shit. And that music, I actually played that. It's like a little.
No, I didn't see it yet.
Yeah, I played the drums too, which I'm real proud. Listen, I fucking never played the drums in my life. I always played guitar and always sang for 26 years, right? So then I get a hold of a drum set from my boss, an electronic drum set, but it's halfway decent to the point where you can't tell the difference. And I don't program it. I literally just play it. But I keep practicing. It's my fun instrument. I go down there and I get good because I listen to these great drummers like Danny Carey from Tool, fucking Gavin Harrison from Porcupine Tree. I've even been listening to jazz, and I listen to what they do with the hi-hat, and I'm like, I just try to emulate it. Just like guitar, I'm self-taught. Why wouldn't I be pretty good at the drums? So that little section, I played all the stuff, all the guitar and drums and everything. Even though it's a bit...
Yeah, I'll watch that.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm like, wow, I look at it, I'm like, I feel like I could have done better, but...
Go ahead and share that shit in the chat.
All right, I'll find it right now. It's like my newest video. Oh yeah, it's called Who Is Hangout. All right, here we go.
Yeah, so I went to Twitter on Jim Carrey's Twitter page last night, and he showed a picture of the sun and the crepuscular rays coming through the tree branch, and he said, as long as the sun revolves around Earth, everything's a-okay. And I'm like, what? I'm like, the sun?
What?
I'm like,
you said that? Wait.
Yeah. And yeah, I hope to fucking Christ he comes out as a flat earther, because I know he doesn't believe in the moon landing. So I tweeted him a whole bunch last night.
Yeah,
and actually I made a tweet about the new show that he just produced called I'm Dying Up Here. He's the executive producer, and I tweeted to and I added his name on the list, and one of the other stars, or actually one of the actors, because he's just producing it. I hope he makes an appearance later in this. But So I put another one of the stars that was acting in the show I'm Dying Up Here, and he liked it. So I wanted Jim Carrey to fucking either like it or retweet it, and yeah, fuck.
Wow.
But yeah, he did say that. He said the moon, as long as the moon or the sun is revolving around the earth, everything's like a-okay. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, that's kind of a weird thing to say, because that's the exact opposite model.
Yeah, when the last time we talked, and you were saying that so many of these musicians are like secret flat earthers, man. That really, like, I really, since we last talked, and I'm like, well, why wouldn't they just say it? Do you think there's some sort of, like, I think that I speculate that maybe when they get to a certain level, they're like, don't fucking bring it up, we'll murder you. We'll fucking bring it up.
They make a lot, and it's not that serious. They make a lot more money off of the heliocentric models than they do the flat Earth ones. And now, up until recently, they just figured out a way how to make money off the geocentric model. So now that's why the stars, reality stars, and actors and actresses and sports athletes and musicians are coming out of the flat Earth closet, because now it's fashionable and you can start to make money off the truth, apparently. So they're just trying to.
The way you laid it down, bro, it really flipped my mind, because now I'm thinking, like, I didn't really get it until you put it into perspective that this whole global thing is literally just a commercial maneuver. It's just something to sell to people. It's not a reality, but they sell it as a reality, and now I get it. And it's like, holy shit! It means we never left. I mean, I knew that we never left. I mean, obviously. So I understand the whole space. It's like, holy shit! This is different than it is. It's not just like an Illuminati scheme to just hide God. It's also it's like a way to make a ton of fucking money. You know, all those fucking National Geographic, all the science magazines, everything that has been sold that is relative to planets, space, you know, all that shit. Right? Pink Floyd, first band in space. That's what it says on their T-shirts. However, on Dark Side of the Moon, it does make a reference to the sun racing around to come back behind you again. I don't know.
Pink Floyd. Yo, you've never seen the Pink Floyd Flat Earth video yet?
No.
Jesus, man. You got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, I'm trying. I believe I've lost many hours. You know, I get like 5 hours of sleep a night, and that's probably why, you know, people like I've read somebody said something in chat. They thought I was on drugs. I'm not on. I'm on no fucking drugs. I'm on reality. I am fucking tweaked on reality. It's crazy.
Yeah. So,
you know, like,
hold on. God damn it, dude. So fucking. What did I just say to you?
The Pink Floyd Flat Earth video. Somebody made it. So somebody made a Pink Floyd. So they do that, and they don't copyright strike. I have a riff of a classic.
Dip your goddamn out. Is there a way that you can watch the video? Like right now?
Want to screen share it or something? I mean, you know where it is, so I don't know what. You could just screen share it.
All right, fine.
I'm not opposed to that. You're.
All right, let me do you a quick favor here, and also blow your fucking.
All right, my dog is barking. I get to go run.
Go ahead and take
your. He's like flipping. All right. Frankie, what are you doing, man?
So you run and you run to catch up with the sun, but it's sinking. And something fucking away. And time I stand through something through the atmosphere. And all it takes is one device, and all it takes is to be.
All right, so now I think the dog was barking at a fucking Amazon package showed up. So let's see what I got. Oh shit! I got a pizza paddle, son. What do you know about that? This is the greatest thing that you can have if you like to make pizza. I've never had one of these. Now I have one. I'm gonna bake a flat Earth thing on it, so it's like for my pizzas, you get it, and then I'll put the pizza on it, boop, and then I can shill flat Earth. And then I hope you're talking
about fucking pizzas and not something else there.
What else can I do with this other than
the whole Pizzagate thing? There's people will be like, oh boy.
Oh, that's funny. You can't write. You got to be careful about anything you say. No. Yeah. Or I thought you were thinking like some weird BDSM thing, like.
Nah.
Beat me with this, baby.
All right. Now check this out.
Could I would do it.
All right. Check this out.
All right. Let's see. Let's see what you got.
All right. Could you see this shit?
Not yet. Still doing the transition. Oh, there we go.
Oh. Could you see it?
I can see Pink Floyd and Flat Earth. Yeah. Pink Floyd.
Listen.
Oh man. Set the controls. The Heart of the Sun. I know all their music. So this is gonna blow me.
Shut up!
All right.
Artwork at all C9.
Mute your fucking mic.
Nick Mason stated, set the controls for the Heart of the Sun is his favorite Pink Floyd song. Other tracks with titles like Let There Be More Light in the Seesaw, Roger Waters admitted borrowing lyrics from the Chinese book of poetry from the Tang Dynasty period. Among the borrowed lines from the Chinese poetry contains the lines, "Witness the man who raved at the wall as he wrote his questions to heaven." Other artwork designed by Hypnosis design groups shows cosmic-like scenes containing spheroids, ball planets, and perhaps other cosmology, or maybe saucers full of secrets. The 70 album, Atom Heart Mother, the tracks include Fat Old Sun, a simple cover showing a cow blissfully grazing the pasture glancing back at the camera. The horizon, always in the background. I wonder if the cow ever noticed his earthly markings. 1973, Dark Side of the Moon, a fan favorite. It's a very simple cover, prism bending perfect light into a spectrum. Do you think you can tell? Blue skies from pain? Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail? Can you tell heaven from hell? Can you tell massive vagary from a real picture? In 1975, the album you should hear artwork shows two cyborg machine hands shaking in front of a four elemental earths, wind, fire, and air. A business-like arrangement in front of a flat horizon. Other art shows two businessmen shaking hands. The arrangement, so intense and powerful that one man spontaneously combusts into flames upon the green. Animals. Roger Waters based loosely on George Orwell's novel Animal Farm, which portrays mankind as animals exploited and farmed. The album artwork shows a Battersea power station as a pig flies above it. Songs of pigs, dogs, and sheep. Upside down, the pig is interesting. Looks like a floating crystal. Very interestingly, the 1979 album The Wall. The cover presents an intimidating wall made of endless white bricks. What wall is Pink Floyd referring to? The Arctic ice wall? Lyrics like, "We don't need no education, we don't need no thought control. No dark sarcasm in the classroom, teacher, leave those kids alone." All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. Music screams at a system of controllers, back off. 1987, momentary lapse of reason. A man sits on the beach on a bed looking disoriented, away from the ocean horizon. Hundreds of beds stretched out to a vanishing or converging point. Seemingly disoriented, the man appears to have just woken up from an extended slumber, suffering from a momentary lapse of breathing, and all along the truth was right behind him. The bedpost contained circles. Division bell. 1987. Two heads looking at each other, together forming one head profile. The mouths highlighting within the profile again, the flat horizon. The song titles like Pulls Apart, Keep Talking, High Hopes, and Take It Back feel like a synchronistic suggestion to the listener. The Endless River, 2014. The Coup de Grace. Another album with a flat horizon, however this time a man sits upon the most high, traveling into the flat horizon of an infinite plane searching for other worlds, almost achieving the godlike ability to traverse the heavens. Pink Floyd music has remained popular over the years. The music in part resonating with the mass consciousness for several generations. It is my belief that truth lives in the frequency, and art is a window into that vibration. On many levels, conscious and subconscious, artists and musicians are speaking truth. The question becomes,
Yeah, so did you hear that shit? Did you watch that shit? I just subscribed to you again, Zern.
Yeah, look. Right, look.
So how's your mind? How's your mind feel?
No, it's crazy, man. You know, I still have to re-soak it in because listen, I'm a huge Floyd fan, so I'm going to be re-listening to all the stuff.
They have it in all the Beatles. Listen. Just listen. Gotta learn to listen better on my show.
I'm listening.
So you have the Who, the Beatles, Pink Floyd,
Okay.
Meatloaf,
Thomas Dolby,
the Styx. Yes.
What's the evidence? Yes. What's with yes? Because you're close to the edge. What's with yes?
They're like fucking 30-year-old band, dude. They have tons of fucking look
I know
at
that.
It's the same deal.
I'm gonna be looking.
It's the same fucking deal, dude. So I mean, I can go on and on and on. It's fucking completely insane. So the reason it's so weird to me is because I hold off. When I hear about fucking Jimi Hendrix and the Doors and Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin too is also complete flat Earth, completely and utterly.
Well, we're gonna have to further. I
already have. You need to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You need to point this. You gotta compile this shit and.
Oh, the rover? No, it's already all compiled, dude. It's already all compiled.
All right.
The rover? Listen to the rover. And the fuck world's flying. He says it right. He says it right there. And the fuck world's flying. He talks about the lie, and his girlfriend's a baller. And it's his girlfriend's a Globehead, and he's a flat earther, and he's trying to fucking wake her up, and it's amazing.
That's like Physical Graffiti, right? Physical Graffiti, the Rover. Is that what album it's on?
Called. Yeah. I don't know what album it's on, but it's one of their rare songs. And also what's that one popular song? We come from the land of the ice and snow.
Immigrant song.
So we come from the land of the ice and snow. So that's the North Pole, or the South Pole.
I played. Didn't I play that song? I was digging around and played it.
So that's some. It's either the giants from the North Pole, or we are the people from the North Pole, or we come from the area from the South Pole. We come from the land of the ice and snow.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, it's all over. It's everywhere. Pink Floyd, seriously, I just finished listening to that to all their albums in the Endless River, and all of a sudden in early to mid 2014, the flat Earth just ruined me. Just came over me like a 1,000-foot wave of stone, like a 1,000-foot wave of stone going Mach 7.
You got fucking steamrolled by the flat Earth. Bow! That's what happened.
And normally it takes me a fucking year. Like I said, normally it takes me years to realize greatness. Like Pink Floyd, The Doors, fucking all these different things. Was it Electric Universe Theory? I was like, I'm like, man, this shit's awesome. And then, I mean, I was studying the Electric Universe Theory right before. That's all I had to do is put on a couple extra words. So you put on the electromagnetic flat Earth, and then that one opens up the doors, the floodgates so much that, well, and then you realize the Mandela. Oh shit! Even so, but you have to like, you can't get too conspiratorial. Literally, seriously, dude, I'm warning you. If you're not ready for these types of mental feats or just lifestyle, this truthful lifestyle, I would go away for a while. I'm not saying that as a bad thing, because I know you're completely courageable. You have you have courage. I can see it. I can hear it, and I can see it. So I'm just giving you a friendly warning because I've seen a lot of people in this shit suddenly come. And it's like a seasoned wrestler. Like I've seen the young guns come in and try to steal the belts away from you know what I mean? It's like, and I've seen people go crazy. I've seen people go absolutely crazy and lose their mind.
I gotta leave. I have to leave in a couple minutes. But what happened to Tiger Dan? What's the story with that? Give me the brief synopsis of what happened to Tiger Dan. Apparently, this guy was a full-blown flat earther, was on Patricia Steer, then all of a sudden, boom! Like, I don't know if Tim Osmond got a hold of him, and he fucking flipped. And I remember his words on Patricia Steer was that he was never going back to the globe, and he did.
I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea.
You don't know what I'm talking about right now?
No. I know Tiger Dan, but I don't know what the fuck his deal is. I don't know where he went.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know
so weird. I don't know. I mean, what happened to Brian Mullen? Is he still going to go to the Flat Earth conference?
Yeah, probably. He just he has to take a little break off because of his work and shit, and he was getting harassed by too many lunatics. So,
I think it's so hysterical that because people love to get in on conspiracy theories. That's the new thing. Conspiracy theories is a bit of like a fad for people. Like, oh yeah, you know, and people will actually entertain the fact that we're living in a matrix, like a artificial reality. They can entertain that, but they can't entertain the Earth is flat. How does that make sense? Like, oh, I believe that we're living in a virtual reality. Okay, so then the world could be any. First of all, it'll be easier for a video game programmer to design it on a flat plane, but you just can't entertain that the Earth is flat. How the fuck can you do that? How can you entertain that we live in a virtual reality, but not that the Earth is flat? You can go this far, but you can't back up a couple steps. You fucking idiot.
Well, say that to Joe Rogan. Make a video to Joe Rogan, because Joe Rogan talks to all the people that I wish that I can talk face to face to, and he still just can't wrap his mind around fake dinosaurs or the flat Earth. Yeah, it's just kind of, it's like, dude, you're fucking with all of us at this point. How could you talk to all the people that I want to talk to, and you talk to them about it, and you still, it's just, come on, man, that's ridiculous.
How does Art Bell explain this to me? Explain to me how Art Bell has people on the show that claim to have come from the future, and that's cool. But when the Morgul goes on the show, Morgul is a fucking they fucked him right in the mouth. They mouth fucked him. They skull fucked him on the radio, and that's like right. The Morgul is crazy. He's a lunatic, but it's okay to have guys from the future. I was in the future, man. That's cool though. That's okay. That's believable. This guy claims to have been from the future, and they listened to his shit. They gave him the spotlight. The Morgul tries to come on with actual logical shit, showing the Earth's flat, and he has this professor on. They just talk down to him because he didn't have an education. Well, you need to get your education. Oh my god, it makes me sick.
it's it's easier to believe that than to actually think and do the research on the other stuff. But yeah, go ahead and give yourself a plug there before you head out of here.
Okay. Everyone's got to please like or no, you don't have to like. You can hate it, but at least sub to my channel. Didn't I do the thing already? All right, I'm gonna put another link to my channel in here. All right.
Just fucking do it.
Here, watch. I'm gonna drop my link for the last video that I made. That's good enough. I'm sure you can figure out how to sub from there. I did put I know I got the little overlaying icon now, the little red moon, and I made a T-shirt too.
Nice.
I don't know why I did it. I don't know why I did it. I don't give a fuck. It's just fun. I would buy my own. I would. I think Teespring is a brilliant idea. I really do.
I like everything you're doing.
Thank you, my brother. I don't even know what I'm doing, but I appreciate the fact that you like it. So, all the pointers and stuff that I can get, I appreciate it. Because you know what, like, I'm not participate in this dialogue. I'm not like there's people that are looking to get recognition for what they do. I don't even know what it is I'm doing, so how can I get recognition for it? The thing is, I do feel obligated to open my mouth, to join this dialogue, and yes, when you said people go crazy, I have faced insanity, so I'm there. I'll soak in all the information, and I trust my intuition. My intuition has been pretty damn good so far. This is what I was built for, man. Get right here. Get right here. I can't say the N word. I can't be Cat Williams right now. I can't drop the N-bomb. But this shit right here, I was built for it. I was definitely built for it, man. There's so. I'm not scared. People get scared and they want to go run in their basement, and I'm still the same free-spirited, happy person that likes to make people laugh as I've always been. It's just that the fucking Earth is flat. So what? It's not that serious. It's actually cool, You
know who Super Ad Blocker is?
What'd you say?
You know who Super Ad Blocker is?
Who is Super Ad Blocker?
He said, I don't know. He said, why is Jack Black talking to Jabroni Dan? Hey, Super Ad Blocker. If you call me a Jabroni again, I'm gonna ban you from my channel. Let's see here. This dude, Bad Flatitude, says, and the flat world's flying, and he said, and there's a new plague on the land. That's what he says. And the flat world's flying, and there's a new plague on the land. That's globalism. And then the other one is we come from the land of the ice and snow, from the midnight sun where the hot springs flow. So that's got to be the North Pole, like Karen said. Yeah,
no doubt. Wait, before I go, do you have any opinion about like the whole Quasi-Luminous and Devin Maggi and the Blood Over Intent crew? What do you feel about them? What's your opinion and your general feeling about that?
Well, I don't subscribe to going to with him to or whatever the hell he plans on doing. I'm gonna do my own expeditions my own way. I'm gonna get my own boating license and my own piloting license, and I'll do my own fucking thing, and do it my own way, and be with my own crew. Personally, I did the Blood Over Intent. You can go watch my video. It's about 2 minutes long. There's a beautiful, incredible knife. I have a nice, beautiful foot with my cut on my foot, and on the piece of paper it says, "I intend to bring heaven forth for the betterment of all humanity." And it's not that complicated. If you think that's evil, well, then you're the level of conspirator that the people that I warn you about. Oh my God, he just walked outside.
So it did have an impact on you?
Oh my God! Oh well, I first off, it's my intent. My intent is I've always been the same way, like you just said. I've always wanted. I've always been the little clown rebel who does his own fucking thing and is usually always the leader. Creates anywhere I go. I create bridges. I want people to talk. I want these people, the popular people, to talk to the not popular people. And I'm going to be the neutral party, doing my own fucking thing, going from each group. And I put my intent. I know that blood is important. But the first time I ever did Blood Over Intent, I was about 10 years old. when I sliced my hand, then my buddy sliced his hand, and we shook hands because we wanted to be blood brothers and not just best friends. So it's like I was doing blood ritual magic when I was 10 years old, and now I just go, oh, well, now I'm going to put my intent into, instead of being somebody wanting to be somebody else's brother, now I'll put my blood intent into bringing heaven on the fucking earth. And you're going to think that's evil? You're the evil person. You're evil if you think that's evil. So that's why I did it, and actually Quasi-Luminous is one of the first people to ever follow me and give me messages of support and say, yo, man, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, who the hell is this dude with 50,000 subscribers saying he's watching?
He's following me too.
It's like I don't even fucking. It's like I've been watching all these people since 2009, 2010. Santos Bonacci, who else? Fucking, Michael Tellinger, David Wolf, all these guys, Michael Cream, all these dudes I've been following since 2010. And guess what? Lisa Eisenhower, David Icke, Alex Jones. I've been following all these people for over 10 years at this point. And guess what? Some of them now they follow me. Now they follow me, and now they're flat earthers, all of them. I gotta go. I gotta get. No, you're all good, dude. Peace out, dude. Have fun on the Steer Show. I'll watch you. Peace out, bro. Dude.
I love you, and we gotta do this again as soon as.
Absolutely. Love you too, brother. Peace out, dude.
All right, take it easy.
So yeah, dude, that's Hangout. He's a cool cat. Go watch. Go subscribe to him. Go subscribe to Zern, his channel that I watched the Pink Floyd thing on. Give you a shout out, Zern. And I gotta do some more organizing some memes here. Get back to some organizing memes. What up, Billy Bob? So if you can give this a like and possibly share it somewhere, that would be fucking awesome. If not, it's all cool. Still love you.